Not exactly, but if you draft a first-rounder, fans want to see them under center sooner rather than later. Will Mac Jones take over for Cam, and if so, when? The Patriots' problems are no longer Brady's. That doesn't mean it's all smooth sailing for the Bucs, though. The NFC has their sights set on the champs. Is Tampa prepared for the challenge? Plus, burning questions in mid-June for the Packers, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, and the rest of the teams heading into training camp. Hey, we stay in mid-form season here on NFL Total Access. Welcome to NFL Total Access. My name is MJ Acosta-Ruiz. I'm joined tonight by DeAngelo Hall and Mark Ross. They'll be here shortly. It is a big, momentous day for the NFL family. Raiders defensive lineman Carl Nassib became the first active NFL player in history to announce that he is gay. Take a listen to his announcements earlier today on his Instagram page.
What's up, people? I'm Carl Nassib. I'm at my house here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Just want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest. I really have the best life. I got the best family, friends, and job a guy could ask for. I'm a pretty private person, so I hope you guys know that I'm really not doing this for attention. I just think that representation and visibility are so important. I actually hope that one day videos like this and the whole coming out process are just not necessary. But until then, I'm going to do my best and do my part to cultivate a culture that's accepting, that's compassionate, and I'm going to start by donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. They're an incredible organization. They're the #1 suicide prevention service for LGBTQ youth in America, and they're truly doing incredible things. And I'm very excited to be a part of it, to help in any way that I can, and I'm really pumped to see what the future holds.
The Raiders showing their support, tweeting out this simply, "Proud of you, Carl." And Nassib's college teammate at Penn State, Saquon Barkley, showing his support as well, saying, "Much respect, brother." Let's bring in DeAngelo Hall and Mark Ross. They're joining me. Guys, I mean, this is huge. Understatement of the year. D. Hall, I want to start with you here. What's your reaction here from Nassib's announcement and from seeing the response there on social media?
Yeah, MJ, I mean, just extremely proud of Carl. I don't know him personally, but for him to unveil himself to the world the way he did, I mean, it takes courage. It takes so much strength. NFL locker rooms, MJ and Mark, they're some of the most inclusive places in the world. It's so many different guys from so many different backgrounds, different colors, ethnicities. They believe in different things. But at the end of the day, we're all teammates. We all feel as though we're brothers. We all have each other's back. Hopefully the Raiders organization, as you've already saw, is showing support for Carl. I'm sure his teammates are doing the same thing. As a former player, I'm extremely proud to say that I played in the National Football League, and I'm proud to call Carl one of my brothers as well. So, Carl, I love you, man. Keep your head up. Keep fighting. I just can't wait to see how this opens the door for other players because we've all been in locker rooms, and like I said, they're some of the most sacred places. I haven't been in locker rooms with guys that were gay, but I've heard stories of other teammates from other teams that had gay teammates, and that news was never leaked to anyone. That's just how secretive these locker rooms and how much of a family atmosphere that we have in those locker rooms.
Yeah, D-Hall, you're 100% right. And when I was with the New York Giants, we actually drafted Carl's older brother, Ryan Nassib, a quarterback out of Syracuse, and he used to always talk about how proud he was of his younger, bigger brother because he was a lot bigger than Ryan. But this is just hopefully just the first step in many. And as D-Hall said, as scout and growing up in scouting in the NFL, you dig about all the information about players, but this is one issue that was never really discussed or talked about or was talked around. But you knew just based on society that there were gay players in NFL locker rooms, in college locker rooms, but it was never talked about. So this is incredibly courageous for Carl to come out like this. Hopefully this will just be the first step in many, but as we've seen with the racial and social injustice issues that we are still dealing with, this is going to take a long process. The organizations, the ownerships, the players, the teammates are all not only going to have to be allies, but accomplices in helping the community come forward. And so it's not just, I finally felt comfortable, where it is just the norm.
You guys, I have to tell you, my heart is pounding so hard. This is a conversation, I think, something I never imagined leading our show with or even having in one of our shows anytime soon. It's so huge. And just listening to you guys talk about that brotherhood, that inclusivity, right? I think the perception is that that's not the case, and that there isn't support for the LGBTQ plus family within sports, within the NFL, and that's incorrect. So thank you guys for sharing that. And thank you to Carl Nassib. This is going to shift the paradigm for so many gay athletes. This is going to change lives. All right, the NFL recapping and showing their support for Nassib's announcement, adding, the NFL family is proud of you. Carl here underscoring that he also donated $100,000 to the Trevor Project, a suicide prevention organization for LGBTQ plus youth. All right, meantime, here in Los Angeles, new Rams QB Matt Stafford is getting rave reviews from his coach. So in an interview with MMQB's Albert Breer, Rams head coach Sean McVay showered Stafford with praise. He said, quote, dude's a bad mother, shut your mouth. I had to edit that a little bit for TV. And the praise didn't stop there. McVay said Stafford's even better than advertised and has an authentic way of connecting to his teammates and to his coaches. So, guys, McVay is all about the positive affirmations here with Stafford. Do you agree with his assessment so far, D. Hall?
You know what, MJ and Mark? I kind of have to agree with it because I do think Matthew Stafford can be a bad mother, you know what, in this Rams offense. I kind of predicted it, right? You see what Matt LaFleur was able to do with a guy like Aaron Rodgers. And I'm not calling Matthew Stafford Aaron Rodgers, but Matthew Stafford has done a lot in the National Football League. Yes, it was for the Detroit Lions. It was a lot of meaningless football games, a lot of stat-boosting games. But this dude has seen a lot. And so just imagine Sean McVay's conversations with Matthew Stafford. Imagine as well what those conversations were like with a young Jared Goff, having to try to teach him and cultivate him. And now you have a guy who is kind of speaking your language, that veteran football savant language. And so, you know, this could be a scary combination, but it puts a lot of pressure, I think, on Sean McVay as well. We know that now Jared Goff was the problem. Now Sean McVay has this bad mother effer, as he likes to say, and now it's something they got to win. They absolutely have to win.
D. Hall, you're 100% right with this bad MFer, and it's like a new toy. Sean McVay has to say this because this is what he wanted. He ran his other guy out of town, and Jared Goff, who took them to the Super Bowl, by the way, and the playoffs last year. So Matthew Stafford, the bar for him, in my opinion, is just they have to win the Super Bowl now because Jared Goff had already set this bar despite not feeling like he was the right guy. So Matthew Stafford, his talents have never been in question. It was always just was he an ultimate winner? He's 0-3 in the playoff games. He has not led the Detroit Lions to the playoffs since 2016. Obviously, that's not all on him, but star quarterbacks raise the level of the entire organization and franchise. So Matthew Stafford now has to do it. Sean McVay has to say all these right things, and it's Super Bowl or bust for the Rams, in my view.
You know, that was probably one too many self-censoring moments that our control room is probably comfortable with during live television. All right, guys, thank you. Of course, every Monday this offseason, we're highlighting some noteworthy quarterbacks in our QB21 season. So we go from the vet in L.A. to another rookie across the league in this series. Today, it's Mac Jones who's in our spotlight, the 5th QB selected in the first round and taken by the Patriots with that 15th overall pick. Jones could compete with the QB whose name is, ironically enough, Mac spelled backwards, Cam, as in Newton. So the Patriots have a quarterback competition here on their hands. Jones, everything they expected him to be so far, and according to Bill Belichick, Cam Newton is ahead of where he was last year. That's a good problem to have there. Will Mac Jones be able to take over the starting QB job this season, Mark?
Well, MJ, I don't think it'll be take over from Cam Newton. Cam Newton, and evaluating Cam Newton, is one of my favorite players I've ever studied, one of the most unique talents that I've ever scouted. But I don't see that Cam Newton anymore. We know he's had the injuries. His accuracy has gone down. A lot of the indecisiveness. He's not the same sort of playmaker inside and outside of the pocket with his legs. So I think we're going to see more of the Cam Newton from last year and some struggles, which will lead to Mac Jones having to play, not actually playing better then Cam Newton. Mac, when I was with the Philadelphia Eagles, we had a plan for Donovan McNabb. We took him with the second pick